blow till thou burst thy wind, if room enough. Fall to it! Earlier we run ourselves aground! Bestir! Bestir! Good pardon! Where's the master? Pray the man! Pray now! Keep below!
Where's the master, bosun?
Do you not hear? You mar our labor! Keep your cabins! You do assist the store!
Nay, good. Be patient.
When the sea is, hence! What cares these wars for the name of the king? To cabin! Silence! Trouble us not!
Good, yet remember whom thou hast aboard.
None that I more love than myself. You are a counselor. If you can command these elements to silence and work the peace of the present, then we shall not hand a rope more. Cheerly, good hearts, out of our way, I say.
We have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks we have not a drowning mark upon him.
Down with the topsail! Lower! Lower! Bring it a try with main course! Oh, yet again! What do you hear? Shall we give over and drown? Have you a mind to sink?
Chalks on your throat, you bawling, blasphemous, incurable dog!
Work you then!
Hang bird! Hang horse of insolent noisemaker! We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art!
Lay her hold! Send her 2 courses off to sea again! Lay her off!
Alas, to pay Allah!
Oh, what? Must our mouths be cold?
King and prince at prayers. Let's assist them for our cases as theirs.
I'm out of patience.
You're merely cheated of our lives by drunkards, this wine-chapped rascal! Would thou likes like drowning the washing of 10 tides!
We split! We split!
Let's all sink with the king!
Take leave of
Now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Long heath, brown firs, anything. The wills above be done, but I would fain die a dry death.
By your arm, my dearest mother, you put these wild waters in his flow, allay them. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had, no doubt, some noble creature in it dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perish.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day.
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter. For art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing from whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospera, master of a full porcel and thy no greater mother.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee farther. Lend thy hand, and pluck my magic garment from me, so. Lie there, my art. Wipe thou thine eyes, and have comfort. I have, with such provision in my art, so safely ordered that there is no soul, not so much perdition as a hair betid, to any creature on that vessel which thou heardst cry, which thou saw'st sink. Sit down, for thou must now know farther. Canst thou remember a time before we came into this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then there was not out 3 years old.
Certainly, Mum, I can. 'Tis far off and rather like a dream than an assurance of my remembrance, Warren. Had I not forehand been in once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abysm of time? 12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since thy mother was Duchess of Milan.
Dame, are not you my mother?
The very same. And thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir and princess, no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence, or what we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved hence. Blessedly hope hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds.
My sister, and thine own aunt, called Antonia, I pray thee, mark me, that a sister should be so perfidious. She, next thyself with all the world I loved, and to her with the manage of my state. In that time, for all the signatories, it was the first, Prospera the prime dame, being so reputed in dignity for the liberal arts without a parallel, those being all my study, the government I cast upon my sister, and to my state grew stranger, being transported, wrapped in secret studies. Thy false aunt. Dost thou attend me?
Mum, most hatefully.
I pray thee, mark me. I, the neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind, but by being so retired or prized off popular rate, awakened in my sister an evil nature. And my trust, like a good parent, did beget of her a falsehood in its contrary as great as my trust was, which had indeed no limit, a confidence sans bound. She being thus lorded, made such a sinner of her memory to credit her own life, she did believe she was indeed Duchess. Out of the substitution and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative, hence our ambition. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, Mom, would cure deafness.
To have no screen between this part she played and she played it, for she needs will be absolute Milan. Me, poor dame, my library dominion large enough, of temporal royalty she thinks me now incapable. Confederate, so dry was she persuaded with the King of Naples to do him annual tribute, pay him homage, subject his coronet to her crown, bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Alas, poor Milan, most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens! I would sin but to think nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad young.
The King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my sister's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all the honors on my sister. Whereon a treacherous army levied one midnight faded to the purpose dead Antonia opened the gates of Milan. And in the dead of darkness, the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Alack for pity! I not remembering how I cried out then will cry it over again. It is a hint that rings mine eyes to it. Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colors fairer painted their foul ends. And few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea where they had prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast, the very rats instinctively had quit it. And there they hoist us, to cry to the seas that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
What cherubim, oh, that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, when I have decked the sea with drops full salt, and under my burthen groaned, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine, some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Georgina, being then mistress of this design, did give us, with rich garments, linen, stuffs, and necessaries which sense of steaded much. And of her gentleness, knowing I loved my books, she furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prized above my dukedom.
Would I but ever meet that dame?
Be still, and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can, who have more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
The heavens thank you for it. But now, I pray you, Mom, for still 'tis beating in my mind, your reason for raising this sea storm.
By accident most strange, bountiful fortune now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. But here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, my servants, come. I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master! Great dame, hail! I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into fire, to ride on the curled clouds to thy strong bidding task, Ariel, and all mine quality.
And hast thou, spirit, performed to point the Tempest that I bade thee?
Oh, to every article. I boarded the king's ship, now in the waist, now in the beak, on the deck, in every cabin. I flamed amazement and burn in many places. The yards and the bowsprit would I meet distinctly, then flame and join. Jove's lightnings, the precursors of the dreadful thunder claps, more momentary and sight outrunning were not. The fire and sulphurous cracks and roaring most mighty Neptune seem to besiege and make his bold waves tremble. Yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit. And who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason?
Not a soul but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the brine, quitting the vessel then all afire with me. The king's son, Ferdinand, with hair upstanding then like reeds, and not hair, was the first who leaped, cried, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here!"
Why, that's my spirit. But was this not nigh shore?
Oh, close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before. And, as thou hast badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself, cooling the air with sighs in this odd angle of the island, his arms in this sad knot.
And the mariners? Say how thou hast disposed of all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbor is the king's ship. In the deep nook there she's hid, the mariners all under hatches stowed. There have I charmed their ears and left them asleep. The rest bound sadly home for Naples upon the Mediterranean float, assuming they saw the king's ship wrecked and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. What is the time of the day?
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised that has not yet been performed me.
How now? Moody. And what is it thou canst demand?
Oh, my liberty!
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served thee without grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Hast thou forgot from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost. And thinkest it much to run upon the sharp winds of the north and do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost?
I do not, lady.
Thou liest, malignant thing. And the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop, hast thou forgot her?
No, dame.
Thou hast. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, from Algiers, as thou knowest, was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Was not this true?
Aye, dame.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportest thyself, was then her servant. And as thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain a dozen years, within which space she died and left thee there, where thou did vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island, save for the sun that she did litter here, freckled whelp, had-born, not honored with a human shape.
I, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, I say so. Yes, that Caliban whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest from what a torment I did free thee. Thy groans did make wolves howl, penetrate the breasts of ever angry bears. It was a punishment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his naughty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Oh, no, forgive me, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days I will discharge thee.
Oh, that's my noble master. Oh, what shall I do? What say you? What shall I do?
Be thou like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shape and hither come in it. Go, hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake. Come on, we'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, dame, I do not love to look on.
I know, but as it is, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire and fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave! Caliban, thou earth, thou speak!
There's wood enough within!
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise wed! Most poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
unwholesome fen drop on you both, a southwest blow on ye, and blister you all over.
For this, be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps. Side stitches thou shalt pent thy breath up, and urchins for the vast of night that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that made 'em.
Must eat my dinner. This island's mine, by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren places, and fertile. Cursed be that I did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you. For I am all the subjects which you have, that first was mine own king. And here you do stye me in this hard rock, whilst you do keep me from the rest of the island.
Most lying slave, whom stripes may move, not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Would it had been done! Thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else the isle with caravans.
Abhorred slave, which has in it that which any prince of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour when thou wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made thee known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had in it that which good nature could not abide to be with. And therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock. Who hadst deserved more than a prison?
You taught me your language, and my profit in it is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language.
Hagseed, hence! Fetch us in fuel and be quick. Thou neglect'st, or does unwillingly what I command. I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar that beasts shall tremble at thy din.
No, pray thee. I must obey. Her art is of such power, it would control my damned god Setebos, and make a vassal of him.
So slave hence!
Come unto these yellow sands and then take hands. Curtsied as you have and hissed the wild waves whist. Foot it featly here and there, and sweet sprites the burthen bear. Hark, hark, the watchdogs bark. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chantic clear cry. Cock-a-diddle-da.
Where should this music be? In the air? Or the earth? It sounds no more. And sure, it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again the king my father's wreck, this music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or it hath drawn me, rather. The ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtain of thine eyes advance and say what thou seest yond.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, Mum, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench, it eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have, such. This young gallant that thou seest was in the wreck. And though he's something stained with grief that's beauty's canker, still, One might call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
Most sure, the goddess on whom these airs attend. Vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prayer request, which I do last pronounce, is, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech, were I but where to spoke it.
How? The best. And what wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee?
A single thing as I am now that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. She does hear me, and that she does, I weep. Myself of Naples, who with mine eyes, never since at ebb, beheld the king my father wrecked.
Alack for mercy!
Yes, faith in all his lords, the Duchess of Milan, and her brave son being twain.
A word. Good sir, I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so ungently? This is the third man that ever I saw, the first that ever I sighed for. Pity moved my mother to be inclined my way.
Oh, if your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
Soft, sir. One word more. They are both in either's powers. But this swift business must I uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more, sir, and I charge thou dost attend me. Thou hast here usurped the name thou owest not, and put thyself on this island as a spy to win it from me, the lord on it.
No, as I am a man.
Nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If ill spirits have fair houses, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Speak not for him, he's a traitor. Come.
Oh, my mother, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
I say, my foot, my tutor. Draw thy blade, traitor, who makest a show and darest not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt, come from thy ward. For I can here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, mother!
Oh, hands him not on my garments.
Mom, have pity! I'll be his surety!
Silence. One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinkest there are no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban? Foolish wench, to the most of men this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends. Nor this lady's threats to whom I am subdued are but light to me. Might I, but through my prisons, once a day, behold this maid. All corners else of the earth, let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
Follow me. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel, but hark what thou else shall do me.
Be of comfort. My mother's of a better nature, sir, than she appears by speech. This is unwonted which now came from she.
Thou shalt be free as mountain winds, but then exactly do all points of my command.
Oh, to the syllable.
Come, follow. Speak not for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, as have we all, of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife has just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean, our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. And wisely, sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee peace. He receives comfort like cold porridge.
Sir, if every grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer.
$1.
Dolor comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
You've taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord,
Fie, what a spendthrift is she of tongue.
Prithee peace.
well, I have done. But yet,
She will be talking.
Though this island seemed to be desert, uninhabitable and almost inaccessible.
Yet,
Yet,
Would not miss it.
it must needs be of some subtle, tender, and delicate temperance. The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
as if it had lungs and rotten
Or
ones.
was 'twere perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to
Yeah,
live.
of that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
She misses not much.
No, she do but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new-dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of her pockets could speak, would it not say she lies?
Aye, or else very falsely pocket up her reports.
Methinks our garments are as fresh as when we first put them on in Afric at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabelle to the king of Tunis.
It was a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
What impossible matter will they make easy next?
I think she'll carry this island home in her pocket and give it her son for an apple.
Sowing kernels of it in the sea, bring forth more islands.
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we first wore them in Tunis at the marriage of your daughter, who's now queen there. Does not my doublet seem as fresh as when I first put it on? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at the marriage of your daughter.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I never married my daughter there? But coming thence my son is lost. And in my rate she too, for I ne'er again shall see her. O thou mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. His bold head of the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with good arm and lusty stroke to shore, that o'er his wave-worn basis bow to stooping to relieve him. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss.
Peace.
That would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but would lose her to Tunis. We have lost your son, I think, forever. The land in Naples has more widows in them of this business is making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the loss.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster. There's foul weather in us all, sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord,
She sowed it with nettle seed.
Or docks or mallows.
and were the queen on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the commonwealth I would, by contraries, execute all things. For no manner of traffic would I allow, no name of magistrate, letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, use of service, none. Contract, succession, corn, bound of land, tilth or vineyards, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation. All men idle all. And women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet she would be queen on it.
Oh, the latter half of her commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common, nature should produce, without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, what I have not. But nature should bring forth, of its own kind, all poison, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
No marrying then among her subjects.
No, man, all idle, whores and knaves.
With such perfection would I govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
Well, long live her majesty.
God save Georgina.
And, do you mark me?
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Whew. Will you laugh me to sleep? I am most heavy.
Go, sleep and hear us.
What? Also soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it.
It seldom visits sorrow, and when it does, it is a comfort.
We too will watch your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
'Tis a quality of the climate.
Well, why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I, my spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might? Oh, worthy Sebastian. Oh, what might? Oh, no. No more. And yet, methinks I see it on thy face. What thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What, art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and truly it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. What didst thou say? Now this is a strange repose to be asleep with eyes wide open. Standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, you let thy fortune sink. Die, rather, winkest while thou art waking.
But thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than is my custom. You should be so too if heed me. To do so trebles the oar.
Well, I am standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish while thus you mock it. What a great hope have you! No hope one way is another way, so high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
Oh, he's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She that is in Tunis, she that is 10 leagues beyond man's life, she that can have no note unless the sun were post. The man in the moon is too slow, till newborn chins be rough and razorable. She that, from whom we are all sea-swallowed, though some be cast again, and by that destiny, to perform an act of what's past is prologue, what to come in yours and my discourse.
What stuff is this? How sayest thou? 'Tis true my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis. So is she heir of Naples, betwixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Say, this were death that now hath seized them. They are no worse now than yet they were. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your sister Prospera.
True. Look how well my garments sit upon me, much feeder than before. My sister's servants were then my fellows, and now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir. Where lies that? 'Twere a kive 'twould put me in my slipper. I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand twixt me and the land. Candid be they and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother. No better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which now he's like, that's dead. While I, with this obedient steel, 6 inches of it, could lay to bed forever. Whilst you doing thus to this perpetual wink for an eye, this ancient morsel, Sir Prudence, who should not abrade our course. For all the others, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou gott'st Milan, I'll come by Naples. Come, draw thy blade. One stroke shall free thee of the tribute which thou payest. And I, the king, shall love thee.
Let's draw together. When I raise my hand, do you the like to fall it on Georgina?
But one word.
Oh, my master through her art foresees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and so sends me forth, for else her project dies. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake! Awake!
Let us be sudden!
Now, good angels, preserve the king!
Why now? Oh, what? Awake! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Well, whilst we stood here, secure in your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls, or rather lions. Did not it wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear.
Heard you this, Georgina?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and a most strange one too, which did awaken me, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens help him from these beasts, for he is sure in the island.
Lead away.
Prospera, my lady, shall know what I have done. So go, king! Go safely on to seek thy son!
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, on Prosper fall and make her by inchmeal a disease. The spirits hear me, and yet I need must curse for every trifle they set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter at me, and after bite me, then like hedgehogs which lie tumbling in my barefoot way and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometime am I all wound with adders who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo, now lo, here comes a spirit of hers, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. I'll fall flat, perchance he will not mind me.
It is neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. Yet another storm brewing. Should it thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailful. Ah! What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish! He smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. Very odd fish. With legs like man. And fins like arms. Lo, by my troth, I do let loose my opinion, and behold it no longer, this is no fish, but an islander that has been struck down lately by a thunderstroke. Ah! Alas! The storm has come again. There is no shelter hereabouts. Oh, I have no other choice but to hide under his gabardine. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I shall here shroud myself till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to sea, there shall I die ashore. It's a scurvy tune when he's singing a man's funeral.
Do not torment me!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? I have not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your forelegs! As it has been said, as proper as a man ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground.
The spirit torments me! Help!
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who has, as I take it, an ague. But where the devil should it learn our language? If I can recover him, keep him tame, get to Naples with him, he is a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me, prithee! I'll bring my wood home faster!
He's in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk of wine afore, will go near to remove his fit.
Thou dost me but little hurt. Thou wilt anon. I know it by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon me.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. This This is what gives language to your cat. Here, kitty, kitty, open your mouth. This'll shake your shaking, swear to you.
I should know that voice, but he's drowned.
4 legs, 2 voices, a most delicate monster. His forward voice speaks well of his friend. His backward voice utters foul speeches and to detract. For all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come, amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth. Ah! Does thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I will leave him.
What? Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, touch me! Speak to me! For I am Trinculo! Be not afeard! Thy good friend Trinculo!
If thou art Trinculo, come forth! I will pull thee by thy lesser legs. If any be Trinculos, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed! How camest thou to be the siege of this mooncalf?
I took him to be killed by a thunderstroke! I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. But art thou not living, Stefano? Hast thou not drowned, Stefano? Oh, Stefano! To Napolitans escaped!
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? I escaped upon a butter sack which the sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle which I made of the bark of a tree, having been cast ashore. These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god, and bears a celestial liquor. I will kneel to him. I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly. Swear now how thou escapest.
I swam like a duck, man. I can swim like a duck, I swear to it. Stefano, hast thou any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar's in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. Oh. How now, mooncalf? How does thine ague? Hast thou not dropped from heaven? Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was. I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush. Come on, swear to that. Kiss the book. I will furnish it to none with new content, swear. I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my god. I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject. Come on, then. Down and kiss.
By this good light, this is a very shallow monster. Are you feared him? He's a little puppy-headed monster. Oh, a scurvy monster. I gotta find my heart to beat him.
Down and kiss.
Not that he's in drink, he's an abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck berries for thee. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll fetch her no more sticks, but follow thee. And with my long nails, I'll dig thee pig nuts and show thee a jay's nest and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scammels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me? Bravey now. Be quiet. Lead the way. Trinculo. The king and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Here, bear my bottle, fellow Trinculo. We'll fill him by and by again. Farewell, master. Farewell. Farewell.
He's a howling monster, a drunken monster.
Ban, Caliban has a new master. Get a new man. Freedom, heyday. Heyday, freedom. Freedom, heyday. Freedom! Oh, brave monster! Lead the way!
Alas now, pray you! Work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up those logs you were enjoying to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My mother's hard at study. Pray now, rest yourself. She's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
Oh, no, most precious creature. I had rather crack my sinews and break my back than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you. And I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it and yours is against it.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, precious creature. 'Tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my mother, I broke your heads to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I have eyed with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women. Never any with so fun soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace that she owed, and put it to the foil. But you, oh, you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know more that I may call men than you, good friend, but by my modesty, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of, but I prattle.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. And I would, not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient logman.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven, oh, earth, bear witness to the sound, and crown what I profess if I speak true. If hollowly, invert what best is voted me to mischief. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world, do love, prize, and honor you.
I am a fool to me, but what I am glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself the bigger bulk it shows. I am your wife if you will marry me. If not, I'll be your maid. To be your fellow you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I, thus humble ever.
My husband, then?
I, with a heart as willing as bondage ever of freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine with my heart in it. And now farewell till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised withal, but my rejoicing in nothing can be more. All to my book, but yet ere supper time must I perform much business appertaining.
Servant monster, drink to me!
Servant monster! The folly of this isle. They say there's but 5 of us here. We are 3. So if the other 2 be brained like us, the state totters.
Drink, servant monster, when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? He'd be a brave monster indeed if they were set in his tail.
My man monsters drown his tongue in sack. Oh, for my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam ere to recover the shore, 35 leagues off and on. Oh, by this light, Thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster. All my standard.
Lieutenant! If you list, he's no standard.
Oh, we will not run, Monsieur.
No, but you'll lie like dogs and say nothing, neither.
Mooncalf, speak once in thy life, if thou beest the good Mooncalf. How does thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant.
Thou liest! Most foul monster! Hast ever a man a coward that hath drank as much sack as I today? Thou but tell a monstrous lie, being but half a monster and half a fish.
Oh! Lo, how he mocks me! Will thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster could be such a natural.
Lo, again! Bite him to death, I prithee!
Tranquillo, keep a good tongue. The poor monster is my subject and shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Will thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry, will I kneel and repeat it?
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorceress that by her cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I would my valiant master would destroy thee! I do not lie.
Tranquillo, trouble him any more with his tail and bite his hand, I'll supplant some of your teeth.
Oh, well, what did I? I said nothing.
Mum then, and no more.
Come.
Proceed.
I say, by sorcery she got the island. From me she got it. Is thy greatness would revenge it on her, for I know thou darest, but this thing dare not.
That is most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, my lord. I will yield her thee asleep, where thou mayest knock a nail into her bead.
Thou liest! Thou canst not!
What a pity, ninnies! Thou scurvy patch! I do beseech thy greatness, give him blows, and take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he shall drink naught but brine, for I'll not show him where the quick freshers are.
Tranquillo, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster one word further and by this hand, I'll turn my mercy out of doors and make a stockfish of thee.
Oh, what did I? I said nothing. I'll go farther off.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Am thou liest?
Do also! Take that one! Oh, like it, give me the lie!
But I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and bearing too. A pox be on your bottle. This can sack and drinking too. Oh, I'm a rain on your monster, and may the devil take your feet!
Beat him enough, and after a little time, I'll beat him too! Stand, father! Come. Proceed. Why, as I told thee, 'tis custom with her in the afternoon to sleep. And there mayest thou brain her, having first seized her books, or with a log batter her skull, or punch her with a stake, or cut her weasand with thy knife. Remember first to possess her books, for without them she's but a sot as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of her daughter, who herself calls a nonpareil. I never saw a woman, but only Sycorax my dam, and she as far surpasseth Sycorax, as great as does least.
Is it so brave a lass?
Aye, lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth a brave brood.
Oh, monster, I will kill this witch. Oh, her daughter and I will be king and queen, save our graces. And Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroy. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent!
Give me thy hand. I'm sorry I beat thee. But while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will she be asleep. Will thou destroy her then?
Aye, on my honor.
This will I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Will you troll the catch you taught me but while there?
At thy request, I will do reason, any reason. Come on, Trinculo, let us sing.
Flout 'em and scout 'em and scout 'em and flout 'em, for 'tis free.
That's not the tune.
Flout 'em and scout 'em and scout 'em.
What does he say?
Flout 'em.
It's the catch of our tune, played by the face of nobody.
If thou be'st a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou be'st a devil, takest as thou list.
Oh, forgive us our sins.
He that dies pays all debts. I defy thee. Mercy upon us.
Art thou afeard?
No monster, not I.
Be not afraid. The island is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight but hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about my ears, and sometimes voices that if I then had waked after a long sleep will make me sleep again. And then, in dreaming, the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. But when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This'll prove a brave kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospera is destroyed.
That shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let us follow it, and after do our work.
Monster, lead the way. We'll follow. I would I could see this tabor as it really lays it on.
We'll come. Oh, I'll follow, Stefano.
Fire lake him, sir. I can go no farther. These old bones ache. Here's a maze trodden deep through forthrights and meanders. Try your patience, sir. I must needs rest me.
Madam, I cannot blame you. The dog of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned who must be stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. We let him go.
I am right glad he's so out of hope. Do not, for one repulse, forego the purpose you resolve to effect.
As the next advantage will we take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. For now, they are so oppressed with travel, they will not, nor cannot, have such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? A good friend's hark.
Marvelous, sweet music.
Give us kind keepers. What are these?
A living drollery.
Their manners are more gentle kind than of our human generation you will find many. Nay, almost any.
Honest dame, thou hast said well. For some of you, their presents are worse than devils.
Cannot too much muse such shapes, such gestures, such sounds expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of excellent dumb discourse.
Praise and departing.
They vanished strangely.
No matter, for they have left their viands behind, and we have stomachs. Come, will you taste of what is here?
Say, sir, you need not fear.
I will stand to and feed, though it be my last. No matter, the best is past. Brother, my lord, Duchess, stand to and do as we.
You are 3 men of sin, whom destiny and what is in it, the never surfeited sea, hath caused to belch up you. And on this island, ha! You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with bemocked at stabs kill the still closing waters. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strengths and will not be uplifted. But remember this, for that's my business to you, that you 3 from Milan did supplant good Prospera, exposed unto the sea which hath requited. She and the innocent child incensed the very seas and shores, yea, all the creatures, against your peace. Thee of thy son, Alonso, they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you and your ways, whose wraths to guard you from, and on this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads, and is nothing but heart sorrow, and a clear life ensuing.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh! It is monstrous! Monstrous! Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me. And the thunder, that dreadful organ pipe, did pronounce the name of Prosper! It based my trespass. Therefore my son in the ooze is bedded, and I shall seek him there deep in the air, blowing sound, and there with the blind body. But one thing at a time. I'll fight their legions over.
I'll be thy second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, which like a poison given to work a great time after, now begins to bite their spirits. I beseech you of suppler joints, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to. Follow, I pray you.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here a third of mine own life, or that for which I live, who once again I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, afore heaven, I ratify this, my rich gift. Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off, for you shall find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
Oh, I do believe it against an oracle, as I hope for quiet days, fair issue, and long life with such love as 'tis now.
Fairly spoke. Sit you then and talk with her, she is thine own. What? Ariel? My industrious servant Ariel?
Oh, would my potent master! Here I am!
Thou and thy meaner fellows thy last service did worthily perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Here to this place, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me. Ahem! Look thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your vow.
I warrant you, dame. The white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well. Now come, my Ariel. Appear and pertly. Bring a corollary rather than want a spirit. No tongue. All eyes be silent.
Let me live here ever. So rare a mother and a wife makes this place paradise.
Oh, I had forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done. Avoid no more.
This is strange. Your mother's in some passion that works her strongly.
Never till this day saw I her touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort as if he were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended, and these our actors, as I foretold you, are but spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell in their repose, a turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come with a thought, I thank thee, Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to, what's thy pleasure?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
I, my commander, I thought to have told thee of it, but feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again, where didst thou leave these varlets?
Oh, I told you, dame, they were red hot with drinking. So fun of valor that they smoked the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing of their feet, yet always bending toward their project. Then I beat my tabor, and they, like unbacked colts, pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, lifted their noses, and they smelt music. So I charmed their ears, that they my lowing followed through toothed briars, picking goss and thorns, which entered their frail shins. There at last have I left them in the filthy mantled pool beyond your cell, dancing up to the chins where the foul lake or stunk their feet.
This was well done, my bird. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, go bring it hither for stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil, a poor devil on whose nature nurture can never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken all lost, quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I will plague them all even to roaring.
Pray you, tread softly. We now are near her cell.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little more than play the jack with her.
Monster, I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take a displeasure against you.
Look you!
Thou be but a lost monster.
Good my lord, give me thy favor still. Be patient. The prize I bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore, speak softly. All's hushed as midnight yet.
Aye, but to lose our bottles in the pool.
There is not only disgrace and dishonor in that monster, but an infinite loss.
That is more to me than my wetting. Yet this is your harmless fairy.
I will fetch off my bottle, though I'll be on my ears for my labor.
Prithee, my king, be quiet. Seest thou here? This is the mouth of the cell. No noise, and enter. Do that good mischief that will make the island thine own forever, and I thy Caliban.
Oh, give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
King Stefano! Oh, dear. Oh, worthy Stefano. Oh, look what a wardrobe has been left for thee.
Put off that gown, Triculo. By this hand, I'll have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
The dropsy drown this fool. Let's alone and do the murder first. If she awake from toe to crown, she'll fill our skin with pinches, make us strange stuff.
Be you quiet, monster.
Monster, put some lime on your hands and away with the rest.
I shall have none on it. We shall lose our time and all be turned to barnacles or apes with foreheads villainous low.
Lady of fingers, help to bear this away where my hogshead of wine is, or I'll turn you out of my kingdom. Here, go to, carry this.
Woo, and these. This. This too.
mercy all mine enemies, and shortly shall all my labors end. For little, follow, and do me service. For now my project gathers to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day?
Oh, at the 6th hour, master. At which time you said our work should cease.
I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. But say, Spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
In the same fashion in which you gave in charge. Just as you left them, all prisoners. The king, his brother, and your kin are all three distracted, the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. Your charm so strongly works them that if now you were to behold them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, Spirit?
Well, mine would, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions? Shall not myself, one of their kind, who relish all as sharply passioned as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? With their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason gatest my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown farther. Go release them, Ariel. My charms all break, their senses all restore. They shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them.
Have I given fire and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt? The strong-based promontory have I made shaken, by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves, at my command, have waked their sleepers, oped and let 'em forth by my so potent heart. But this rough magic I here abjure. And when I require some heavenly music, as even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Solemn air, the best comforter to an unsettled fancy, cure thy brains, now useless, boiled within thy skulls. There stand, for thou art spell-stopped. Holy Georgina, honorable dame, mine eyes, even sociable to the show of thine fellowly drops. Charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals unto the night, melting the darkness, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clearer reason. Good Georgina, my true preserver, and a loyal friend whom you follow, I will pay thy graces home, both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood. You, sister mine, who entertained ambition, expelled nature and remorse, who, with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would here have killed your king? I do forgive you, unnatural though thou art. Your understanding begins to swell. The approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me or would know me. Ariel, fetch me the cloak from out myself. I will discase me, and myself present as I was sometime Milan. Quickly, spirit, thou shalt ere long be free.
Oh, merrily, merrily shall I live now under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
That's my dainty Ariel. I shall miss thee. But thou shalt have thy freedom. So, to the king's ship, invisible as thou art. There shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches. Mariners and the boatswain being awake, enforce them to this place, and presently, I prithee.
Oh, I drink the air before me in return, or ere your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement abides here. Some heavenly creature guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, wronged Duchess of Milan, Prospera. For more assurance that a living noble doth address thee, I do embrace thy body, and to thee in thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Whether thou beest she or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me, which late I have been, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. This must crave, and if it be at all, a most strange story. My dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospera be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
If this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends, all. But you, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I could here pluck his highness's frown upon you and justify you traitors. For the time, I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in her.
No, but you, most wicked dame, whom to call sister would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest fault, all of them, and require of thee my dukedom, which perforce I know thou must restore.
Thou beest Prospera, give us particulars of thy preservation. Say how thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost my dear son Ferdinand.
And I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss. And Patience says it is past her cure.
I rather think thou hast not sought her help, of whose soft grace for the like loss have I her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You the like loss.
Oh, as great to me as late. Hence, supportable to make the dear loss have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Heavens, that there were living both in Naples, king and queen there. That there were, I wish myself were mudded in that oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. But howsoever you have been justled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospera. And that very Duchess was thrust forth from Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked was landed to be the dame on it. But no more yet of this, for 'tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Welcome, sir. This cell's my court. Here have I few attendants, and subjects none abroad, but pray you, Look in. My dukedom since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing, or at least bring forth a wonder, to content you, as much as me my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
Most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause. All the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest hither.
Oh, wonder, how many goodly people are there here? How beauteous mankind is. A brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to me.
What is this maid whom thou wast at play? My eldest acquaintance cannot be but 3 hours. Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by mortal providence, she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for his advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to that famed Duchess of Milan, of whom so often I have heard renowned, but never I saw before. It is from her that I have received a second life, and second mother, this lady makes her to me.
I am hers. Know how oddly it will sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
There, sir, stop. Let us not burthen our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
I have only wept or would have spoke ere this. Oh, you gods, look down upon this couple and drop a blessed crown, for it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Georgina.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that these issues should become kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy and set it down with gold on lasting pillars. In one voyage did Claribel her husband find at Tunis, and Ferdinand her brother found a wife where he himself was lost. Prospera her dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves when no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, amen. Oh, look, sir, here are more of us. I prophesied if gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. Now blasphemy that swearest grace overboard, not an oath on shore. Hast thou no mouth by land? What is the news?
The best news is we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship, which but 3 glasses since we gave out split, is now tight and yar and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Dame, all this service have I done since I went.
My tricksy spirits.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say how thou camest hither. If I did think, sir, I were well awake, I'd strive to tell you. We were dead of sleep, and how we know not, all clapped under hatches. Oh, where but even now, with strange and several noises of roaring and shrieking and howling and jingling chains and a more diversity of sounds, all horrible. We were awaked, straightway at liberty, where we in all her trim freshly beheld our royal good and gallant ship, our master capering to eye her. On a trice, so please you, even in a dream we were divided and brought moping hither.
Oh, was well done?
Bravely, my diligence. Thou shalt be free.
This is a strange amaze as ere men trod. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At picked leisure, which shall be shortly single, I'll resolve you, which to you shall seem probable of every these happened accidents. Till when, be cheerful, and think of each thing well. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his companions free.
Oh!
Untie the spell. How fares, my gracious sir? There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shift for all the rest. Let no man take care for himself, for all has been fortune. Courageous, bully monster, courageous.
If these be true spies on my head, this be a goodly sight.
Oh, Setebos, these be brave spirits indeed. How fine my master is. I'm afraid she will chastise me.
What are these things, Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish and no doubt marketable. Mark but the badges of these men, my lords, then say if they be true. This misshapen knave, his mother was a witch. And one so strong as could control the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal at her command without her power. These three have robbed me, and this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, has plotted with them to take my life. 2 of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of darkness, acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler?
Well, he's drunk now. Where had he wine?
And Trinculo is reeling ripe. Where should he find this grand liquor that hath gilded him? How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since last we met that I should fear will never out my bones. I would not fear fly blowing.
Why, how now, Stefano?
Oh, touch me not, I'm not Stefano, but a crap.
But you'd be king of the Isles, sirrah.
I should be a sore one then.
This is as strange a thing as e'er I looked upon.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, sirrah, to my cell, and take with you your companions. As you seek to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I will be wise hereafter and seek for grace. What a thrice doubled ass was I to take this drunkard for a god and worship this dull fool.
Go to, away.
Hence, and stow your luggage where you found it.
Or stole, rather.
Sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, where ye shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go quick away, the story of my life and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this isle. And in the morn I'll bring you to your ship and so to Naples, where I have hoped to see the nuptial of these our dear beloved solemnized. And thence retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear most strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious as shall catch your royal fleet far off. Ariel, check. That is thy charge. And then to the elements be free, and fare thou well. Please you, draw near. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint now, 'tis true. I must be here confined by you, sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardoned the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands, with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours, my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant. My ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself, frees all faults. you from crimes would pardon me, but your indulgence set me free.